Internal communications faces a lot of challenges these days. Employees all over the country or even the world, more people working remotely than ever, and workloads that leave little time for corporate communications. Plus, between emails, newsletters, meetings, and internet portals, there are just too many channels to stay on top of anyway. It's no wonder lots of employees end up feeling unengaged. Video is the answer. Video is ideal for informing and inspiring people wherever they are. Whether you want to rally your employees around your mission, keep them up to date about a new product launch, onboard and train new hires, or get everyone together for a live town hall, the best way to reach them is with video. And the best way to use video is with Brightcove. Even if you've already added video to your internal comms plan, we can show you how to take it to the next level. With one easy-to-use platform, Brightcove Video powers engagement and gets everyone on the same page, wherever they are. It's personal, secure, and reliable, and it gives you the data you need to stop wondering and start tracking. So don't just talk at your employees. Engage them. Inform them. Inspire them. With video by Brightcove.
Welcome back, viewers, for our first fireside chat for today on innovation readiness, navigation through the new normal. So our panelists for this fireside chat will be Mr. Karthik Sharma, who will be moderating the session. He is the managing editor at Elets Technomedia. Mr. Gaurav Duggal, Senior Vice President, Reliance Jio, and Mr. Gaurav Srivastava, Head IT, Xiaomi. So before we start with this, I'd request all our delegates, if you have any questions or concerns for our panelists, you may drop in your questions in the chat box, which you can find on the left-hand side of your screen. So now I'd hand it over to Mr. Karthik Sharma to take over.
Thank you so much, Aman. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I welcome everybody with warm good morning on the second Elets National CIO Virtual Conclave 2021. And in this conclave, we are here today to discuss on a very important topic, in a very important segment of this conclave, which talks about innovation, which is the key for all the growth and development in the country. So we are here to have a fireside chat on a very significant topic of innovation readiness, navigating through the new normal. As we all know that the world has faced the COVID-19 pandemic and the life has transformed, with a paradigm change in people's life, including the personal and corporate lives. So how we are navigating through this new normal and how we are ready with innovation, so innovation readiness. So that is the topic of this fireside chat, and we have very relevant and very eminent speakers from very eminent organizations who are actually doing a lot of innovations in this new normal scenario. And it's my pleasure to introduce the two panelists of this fireside chat, Mr. Gaurav Duggal, Senior Vice President for Reliance Jio, and Mr. Gaurav Srivastav, Head of IT in Xiaomi. Welcome to both the Gauravs. Welcome into the discussion. So let's start this talk, and let me first come to you, Gaurav Srivastav. I would like to ask you that how do you visualize this digital readiness in this current scenario of COVID-19 pandemic and this new normal? Your take on this, Mr. Srivastav.
Hey Karthik, thanks for having me. So first of all, I don't think it is a new normal. It's been already 18 months into this way of working, collaborating, and still delivering and driving your business. It's pretty much now part and parcel of our day-to-day life. I think we have all, subconsciously adopted this way of working together and still delivering, whatever your organization expects us to. Digital transformation is not necessarily a need now because there is a COVID pandemic, etc. It has always been there, and Xiaomi as an organization always had a very uptight plans to do digital transformation, to make your business as much as possible run through the digital solutions rather than having manual operations in place or managing things through a brick and mortar kind of a structure. So because we were already onto that path, it wasn't very difficult for us to adopt to it. But if I look at industry, yes, there is a large set of small and medium scale industries which have actually faced this uh, uh, burning issues because of this pandemic, because people could not meet as often, because they could not run their businesses, because they were not connected globally through digital solutions. So yes, it has helped, and in the hindsight, it is also a blessing in disguise. Look at look at the digital adoption in India. When you walk out and have a pani puri at a street vendor and you pay him through a GPay and a Paytm, imagine this happening if there was no COVID-19 to happen. It would have taken another 10 years. Thanks to all the internet service providers for scaling up their infrastructure to that extent where it can support India in like a week's time to work remotely. Look at the digital payment transactions that happen in India as compared to even developed nations like Germany, US, UK, France. India is beating everyone. Cash transaction in India has come down to almost zero. That's a blessing in disguise. This would have taken another 10 years if it was not for the COVID-19. Correct? So I look at it as an opportunity for at least our sector, where now we don't need to push people to use IT solutions. On the other hand, they are coming back to us and telling us, because of this COVID, we are not able to do our operations as effectively. How you can help us do this, right? So, and look at all the IT work that is happening. The Digital India campaign is such a powerful platform to digitize the core thinking of the country. Look at these, some of the fantastic apps that Digital India has been developing. Some of those apps don't exist even in the developed country. So I think at a government level, at a thought process level, it looks like government of India has now become another CIO organization in parallel to any organization CIO department, where there is a change, paradigm shift in how we think. Now we think digital. Before we launch a program, we think and discuss how do we develop a digital app to run this program, taking advantage of the schemes that government is launching, similar to any program that you launch in your boardroom, right? Then making sure the next day it is available to everybody out there in the field. That level of digital thinking is actually taking India places. And I think all the organizations have realized it, that there is no sideways to whatever you're doing. You have to have a digital solution running that program for you, be it production, be it manufacturing, be it sales, be it trainings, be it logistics. Everything has now come to cut across through a digital solution to make an organization run efficiently. That's pretty much my take on how this is reshaping India, which is a very positive outlook.
Right,
Yeah,
I
I
think
concur with Gaurav. Thanks,
Yes.
Karthik.
yes,
Thanks,
Mr.
Karthik,
Duggal,
for
please.
introducing us on the panel. Yeah, on the digital stake, we have two different verticals. One is the devices play, and one is the network play. I come from Geo, and everybody knows what is pre 2016 era and what is post 2016 era. The digital play went from a linear growth to an exponential growth, thanks to the telecom revolution, which was brought in by 4G, and some of it goes to the Geo. And using that, I think we are the number 1 country in terms of data consumption, and hence we were the number 1 country to adopt a payment ecosystem, like my friend Gaurav said. UIDI is a unique initiative for giving number, Aadhaar number to everybody. That's unique in this world. We have payment ecosystem by NCPI. That's unique. UPI is a unique system. You just put a number and transfer your money. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. All credit to all the digital ecosystem push from government, from industry, and I think from telecom providers like Geo, who have given a great 4G push, and now 5G is coming. So I think we'll be the first one to give India 5G developed technology indigenously inside India for the world. Now, this has been something which is our focus. And if you know, during pandemic, we helped India by giving free video conferencing solutions like GeoMeet, which was primarily developed by my and so many things. We gave a WhatsApp number for Corona, which has created a world record. There are many things we did just for India to move ahead and come out of this pandemic. Yeah, that's my take. Over to you, Karthik.
Right, Mr. Dugal. I think you're very right, and I'll come back to Gaurav Srivastav. Gaurav, you said that there are a lot of possibilities, and this COVID-19, we can see a lot of blessings in disguise. I would like to, I like to you to dwell one more on this. That how did COVID help you reshape your future strategies, and how do you still see it as a, I'm sure you see it as an opportunity and a blessing in disguise. So, have you reshaped any strategy for future, looking at this new normal, or you can say that something which was bound to happen but happened early because of COVID-19. So, what is your take on that?
For sure. I think in last 18 months we have done a lot of digital transformation, and especially focusing on the operations part. How do we make things run through a system rather than being driven manually? I'll quote few examples. Like if I talk about our consumers. So when the first COVID wave happened, all the shops were closed, right? Now there was a big chunk of our inventory which was stuck in that channel, right? If you look at Pan India, having all my distributor channel and my retailer channel, which has the inventory stuck, government is saying schools are closed, colleges are closed, offices are closed. Everybody has to work through a collaboration tool, right? Zoom became a new normal. Teams became a new normal, which meant typically, if you look at a middle class India household, there were probably one or two smartphones and one laptop, which was primarily used by the head of the family for working. Now, immediately, kids needed a smartphone or a laptop to continue their education. So, there was a big rise in demand, and the inventory is blocked. Manufacturing has come to a halt, right? How do we deal with this? So this was the problem statement one that we faced during phase one. So what we did, we launched a e-commerce solution, which is an O2O solution, online to offline. What it does is customer can browse the inventory of the neighborhood store on this app and place his order, and the retailer will home deliver that product following all COVID-19 guidelines. This meant we were able to fulfill our customer needs. We were able to mobilize the inventory which was otherwise stuck in the channel. My retailer was not out of business even though the shop was closed. Now, this was a game changer. Everybody again started feeling that spike. No, offline sales was no longer the department which was into hiding because of COVID-19. It was very much in action. They started planning their inventory and allocation through digital solutions. If I talk about organization, uh, pre-COVID-19, all of our, let's say, training and operations were manual. People used to come to a certain place, take their trainings of the new launches, and then go back and start selling to the customer. But because of pandemic, large gatherings were not allowed. So we launched a digital platform for learning for our entire offline sales team. And till date, now that the offices are open, people are still very comfortable to do their trainings over the digital platform. They no longer want to go back to the classroom session. So this is how solutions once adopted help you change how you do your business.
That's right. That's right. I think same question I would like to ask you, Mr. Dugal, because it's important to know that
Yeah,
how strategies are
yeah.
getting changed in this new normal.
Thanks, Karthik. Yeah, so as soon as pandemic was announced, if you know, our chairman was forthcoming. He was the first one sitting on top of his house, encouraging all the Corona warriors for their efforts. And the lockdown was announced. We're the first one to help India. We launched the pandemic WhatsApp bot, which has got a world record now with the kind of queries it could respond overnight. What's happening in pandemic. There's a lot of lack of information. There was lot of panic during the lockdown. We were the first one to do that. We had a lot of things made for work from home overnight. We helped ourselves as well as made those solutions free. GeoMeet was one of them solutions. We have launched. Even this thing came up that we need to aggregate the data across people where pandemic can spread out. We built a workbench along with Microsoft that was used by Indian government for figuring out where pandemic can spread. It's a lot of data. The data crunching happened on Microsoft servers, and petabytes of data was used for us to figure out. A lot of sources was used where a pandemic can spread because it was an unknown thing that time. We even went ahead, gave a lot of solutions free of cost, like video conferencing was given free of cost to government to run their stuff because we wanted country to still run, even if it is remote. We wanted people to not see that the country is at halt. A lockdown before telecom 4G war would have been a lockdown. Like nobody would be able to do anything. You just imagine this lockdown happens in 2007 or 2011, before what we have, the infrastructure which the telecom people created or the devices play, which we got in 2016 onwards. This would be a different world altogether. Everybody would be locked inside their rooms without ability to communicate, without doing video conferencing, without having things which they can do right now. So then we had built a symptom checker for us and the whole world where we can figure out if somebody is going to suffer from corona or not. We launched vaccination program free of cost for our employees, for our um, uh, immediate partners and their family members and people across. Like I can tell you, there were people calling me. Uh, they were not getting in the second wave for sure. They were not getting medicines or they were not getting hospital beds because Reliance has life sciences, because Reliance has a lot of doctors, hospital support. We provided people sitting in Patna, sitting in Muradabad, medicines to people by flight, airdropped medicines, a lot of things we did. There's a lot we did because we owe it to the people who has a trust on us and who made us what we are right now. It's there's a lot which is unknown, but yeah, we take it as our duty to do it. And we always run telecom operations. There were people who were suffering, but we never stopped doing what we should do.
Right, Mr. Duggal, you are talking about 5G. So because 5G is here already, and I think 2030 cites the beginning of 6G vision. So I would like to ask you how hopeful you are about this.
Yeah. So 5G, we have already built indigenous technology. We are just waiting for licenses to come. Uh, Government needs to announce a date where they can start offering licenses at certain modalities. That's yet to be announced, but we have been pushing government. Please do it as soon as possible because we want to be the first country, first largest country building. We have built indigenous technology for 5G. Let's launch it. We have done pilots with government. We have gone into various award ceremonies, got a lot of awards, but we're still waiting for government to open it up. We are very, very hopeful in a year's time, we all will get 5G waves. As soon as we get 5G licenses and waves, as soon as the auction happens, I definitely see by 2024, we will have 5G in our hands. And that is built by India for the world, by all the telecom companies which they are trying. Uh, for 6G to come up, I think the specifications are still written. There has to be a trial. It takes at least a couple of years because we have seen 5G. We have been working. We have built the whole solution a couple of years back. We are seeing talks of 5G in 2016, but it's a reality in 2022. So it takes 6 to 7 years for a technology to come about. The research on 6G is almost there. The papers are being still written. So as soon as 5G comes into play, it takes, I think, 5 to 6 years for any technology to become commercialized. So I think 2030 looks to be realistic, and I am very strongly hopeful government will give us airwaves and license in 2022 for us to become a 5G company, which is indigenously developed technology.
Oh, that's wonderful, and we look forward to it. I think it will give a one new dimension to the telecom sector growth, and a digital growth of
Karthik,
the country.
sorry, yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sorry to interrupt. This is a 5G phone, just to let you know. I've tested 5G on this.
Okay, and out of
And
curiosity,
it's
I
by
also
Xiaomi.
wanted to ask that.
Just to add.
Yeah, okay. Recently, I got Reliance Jio fiber internet, and I was told that there's some part of it is 5G. So I don't know how true it is. So
Yeah, so the
is it?
Reliance Jio Internet comes with Reliance Jio Internet comes with IoT inbuilt. Not a lot of people don't know it's a 5G inbuilt IoT. Nobody knows that. There's an NB-IoT 5G airwaves which are already inbuilt, and it runs inside your house. It does not. There's no commercial aspect right now to it, but there's an NB-IoT and it has 5G in it, and a lot of people don't know about it because we don't publicize.
Yeah, so I'm also using 5G right now. In this conference. I think that's great.
Great, great, great.
So yes. So, Mr. Srivastav, I would like to ask you that very simply, I would like you to explain that how you are planning your growth, or what are your innovation growth plans for 2022 if we see the next year. So, what are the innovation growth plans for you for 2022?
Uh, Nothing really new. We start with the basics. Look at your operations, see how you can digitize them, see how you can use the data which is already available in various systems, and you can actually create insights in the data which will drive your new business. So it is more of data churning. A lot of data sciences are applied to it to come up with the new innovations for the next year. Everything is going towards smartphone. So if you look at traditionally, people used to come to office and work on a terminal, desktop or laptop, right? The shift that we are now observing is people want to do as much as possible on their smartphone. All traditional platforms need to have an app which can be operated by users on the go. That's one area where we are focusing a lot in 21 and 22. We'll continue that. So that's all your traditional laptop based platforms should have an interface in form of an app which is available to people on the smartphone. There are days when we don't even log in into laptop and still manage everything that you need to do through the day. So that's how smart and that's how compact devices are going to be. 5G is an extension. It will only going to give you more bandwidth to be able to do a lot more than what you could do, right? Which means you don't need a laptop or desktop to do your day-to-day work. You can do it on your smartphone. So making everything smart is, in tandem with the geo people who keep providing high bandwidth, and every nook and corner of the country is covered under the connectivity. Our aspiration is to provide equally smart devices which are as fast and as capable for computing and storage, so people can do whatever they want to do through, from any part of the country.
Right, right. Thank you, Mr. Gaurav Srivastav. I think you're hopeful to have things more smarter in 2022, and Mr. Duggal, we are hopeful of having a 5G complete 5G digital infrastructure in 2022. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and your vision. And here we would like to. Anybody has anything to say to end, or should I close the session?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I
So.
think I think it was a great session. I totally enjoyed it, and I think next session should be on 5G. I'm very hopeful. This phone is 5G from Xiaomi. I will provide you network from 5G. I'm hopeful next time we'll have a 5G session on 5G device on 5G network.
Perfect, perfect. We all look forward to it, and best wishes to Xiaomi and Reliance Jio. You guys are doing great job and making this world smarter, and keep doing that. And let's be ready, and let's innovate more and more in this new normal. And here we closes, and I would like to present the speaker certificates to all you, to both of you, our eminent speakers of this fireside chat. Mr. Gaurav Duggal, Senior VP of Reliance Jio, thank you so much for participating in this talk, Mr. Gaurav Duggal, and Mr. Gaurav Srivastav, Head IT of Xiaomi. Thank you so much to both the Gauravs, and I wish you keep the Gaurav of the country high with your great work. And here I hand over it to you, Aman.
Thank you, Mr. Karthik, for moderating this session so wonderfully, and Mr. Gaurav Srivastav and Mr. Gaurav Duggal for providing your valuable thoughts and insights on the topic innovation readiness, navigation through the new normal. I'm sure our audience has gained a lot of knowledge from both of you. So thank you, and hope to see you again at our summits very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Karthik. Hey, Gaurav Duggal. Nice to
Thank
e-meet
you, Aman.
you. Let's see if we can meet sometime.
Definitely. So now we will have a short
Sure.
1 to 2 minute break, and when we return, we will have our first panel discussion for the day on Industry 4.0, redefining manufacturing amid the new normal. So see you again in just a few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.